Hey guys, what is going on? It is Sam here, and welcome to this week's game update video. Now, before I actually get into this one, I just want to apologise for the delay on this vid. If you don't know already, I was ill and I really couldn't make it. I did actually attempt to make the video, but I failed miserably. I was like re-listening to it and just editing it out, and I was like, this just isn't good enough. So I had to wait out a couple of days, and I'm feeling better now, so that's why I've decided to go ahead and make it now. So with that out of the way, I will pretty much just talk briefly about what this game update included. Now, it wasn't anything massive. It wasn't like new content in the game really. It was just various patches around RuneScape which needed to be patched. And it was actually from player feedback. That's actually what they named it or called it as. So in this video, I'm just going to be going or covering over the main sort of points that were listed and everything like that. And I'm also going to include a link in the description to all of like the points that they made, so you guys can have a look and see everything that they've done. So with that being said, I'm going to start off with the tool belt. So if we take a look down here, we now have the ability to add a dragon pickaxe and also a dragon hatchet now to our toolbelts, which is awesome in my opinion. I think that's a really cool update. Finally, I mean the toolbelt's been out for quite a long time now, and we've always used to have like the bronze hatchet and the bronze pickaxe. So now being able to finally sort of upgrade it to the highest tier is going to be helpful in them odd occasions. I mean, personally, I always find like there's that like random time where you need to like chop a tree or mine a rock, and it just takes forever with the bronze equipment you already have in your tool belt. So having the ability to up it to dragon is really cool. But just a notification: if you're thinking of adding the dragon items in, you've got to remember you can't actually remove them once they've been placed. So they do cost quite a lot. I think the dragon pickaxe is around 10 mil, and the dragon hatchet was about 3 mil. So that's quite a lot of money if you think about it, just to sort of put into the tool belt. But if you have got the money, then I do recommend to definitely put it in, because it's with you for life now. You can't lose it or anything like that. So that's cool that they've done that. And another thing that they did to the tool belt is which is related to sort of the equipment you have. Say for example, you put a dragon pickaxe in your tool belt, and you can only use up to a rune pickaxe. That dragon pickaxe will actually act as that rune pickaxe. So say you have like loads of money, you can just jump up straight to dragon and place that in, and you can still use sort of the best equipment that you can. Hopefully you understood what I just said then. But yeah, moving on to the next update, Jagex patched some of the Slayer monsters to make them tougher and more aggressive. Now, usually you'd think this is a bad update, but for me personally, and I think actually for most people, it would be a good update, as the monsters such as aberrant specters were really easy to kill when they really shouldn't be. So they've made them a bit stronger now, and that should be good for the game. You just don't want it to be too easy. So the fact that they have made them more like tougher, as they say, is going to be good for the game. So the monsters they did update were the aberrant specters, the living rock cavern creatures, mutated Jadinkos, water fiends, and dust devils. But yeah, that's kind of cool that they did that, especially at the mutated Jadinkos, which are level 91, which is fairly high. So it's good that they've done that. I've been to mutated Jadinkos a couple of times, and you could honestly two hit them. Even when I remember doing my 10 mil from scratch, I had like whip and enhanced Excalibur, I could still two hit them. So that shouldn't happen at level 91 Slayer. So I'm really like glad that they have sort of nerfed them, made them a bit stronger, and like I said, I think that'll be good for the game, especially if they are like really high level. So the next update was fairly simple. However, it's going to have a sort of big impact on the game in terms of if you use momentum, because what they have done to momentum now is now when you do use it, it uses some of the newest abilities that Jagex have added into the game. So that's things such as Dazing Shot, for range, for magic, I think it's Sonic Wave, and then I don't know if there's any from melee as well, but some of the newest abilities that Jagex have added into the game, momentum now includes them. So if you are going to be using that, you're going to see them happen more often, which is a good thing, to be honest, because the cooldowns of these newest abilities are really low. They're only 5 seconds, so that's going to help in a sense speed up a few kills, because you're going to have that extra ability. So yeah, the next update includes a few buffs towards Queen Black Dragon and Cowfight King. Now, to start off with QBD, they've raised the damage limit that you can now perform on her, so that means you can do higher hits whilst killing her, but they've also increased her damage that she can apply to you. So even though she's going to be hitting more on you, you'll be able to hit more on her. So really, it's still going to be kind of the same. It's just going to sort of seem a bit harder because she'll be hitting more on you. You might need to use like a bit more food or something, but it shouldn't be too bad. And then for Calfight King, they've literally just sort of rebalanced his combat style attacks because he uses range, melee, and magic. He's now gonna, it's gonna be equal a lot more now. He's not gonna just focus on one. So that's something to look out for. And they've also said that his damage is gonna be increased even more. So that's good. I mean, Calfight King. When they released him, they were like, this is the strongest boss in the game. So it's cool that they're really making these bosses more difficult. Because, like I've been saying, I know it sounds a bit weird thinking, that the bosses are getting more difficult. Wouldn't that be a bad thing? But for the game RuneScape is at the moment, anything they can do to make the game harder would be actually more beneficial. Like in my own personal view, I mean, other people could be thinking, oh damn it, it's harder. That means I don't enjoy it as much, but really the game does need some difficulty because like you see loads of people just sort of soloing bosses with no food or anything like that, and that just isn't right. And another monster that they've buffed is grot worms, or I should say bot worms. They've literally just said that they deal more damage now, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I don't really go to grot worms too often, but I know they're fairly easy to kill and they have pretty decent drops. So I'm still pretty sure that bots will, be there still. They're just the amount of cash they make per hour will just be lowered a little bit. Hopefully, Jagex will be doing something towards the bots. I have noticed. I think most people who do play, RuneScape will notice that there's less bots in the game now compared to, you could say a couple of months ago and things like that. So it's really cool that Jagex actually finally getting this sorted. I mean, there's always going to be still like a couple of sort of like botted places, but overall, I think they've done a really good job. So this next patch was probably my favourite out of all of them, to be honest, because you can now actually add more cannonballs to your cannon depending on what sort of version it's on. Now if you come down to Falador, the Artisan's Workshop, and go downstairs, you can see this guy called Elof. If you get enough respect, you can actually upgrade your cannon to the Golden Cannon and then the Royal Cannon, and the better it is, the more cannonballs it can hold. So my one, which I've got, just the regular one, I've only got 1% respect because I can't actually remember me doing Artisan's Workshop, maybe when it got released, but my one can only actually hold 30 cannonballs, so there we go. I just put them in there, and that's all it does. Now the Golden Cannon can actually hold 60, and then the Royal Cannon actually holds 90. So this is a really good update because it's actually a mini game where you can actually set yourself a goal, and at the end of it, you're going to get something better than what you had before, which is a really good thing. That's more things on RuneScape need to be like that because most of them are a grind, and the benefits that you can get from doing it isn't that great. So something like this is going to really help. I mean, especially me. I mean, trying to get a Royal Cannon was nothing on my radar, but now that you can actually upgrade it so it holds more cannonballs is quite appealing to me. Especially if I do like go for Trim Completionist Cape. It's a requirement itself, but I mean go for the Champion Scrolls. That's going to save sort of a lot of time and having to keep clicking on the cannon to replenish it with more cannonballs. So that's something that I might get sooner than what I would have got before if they didn't update it. Okay, so this next update is actually pretty helpful for people that have bad internet. Pretty much now, whenever you die, if you log back in a different world, it actually tell you the world that you're in that you died in. So that's actually that's really helpful. I mean, me personally, that's not too big of a deal. I mean, I don't really disconnect too often, especially at bosses. But for people who do have bad internet who like disconnect frequently, it's really going to help them, get their stuff back. Because I know a couple of friends who've always messaged me saying, that they've died and they just can't find their world and they just lose all their stuff, even though they've logged back in and they've had enough time. So that kind of sucks. So for example, I've just died on World 71 because I'm still on the same world. It hasn't got any messages that come up. But if I was to world hop, for example, just to a friend's world, then we can see when I log in, there's like a pop-up window that comes down on the chat box. So we'll just wait for that to come on. And there we go. So it says you last died 1 minute ago on World 71. So if you accidentally just like misclick this and mess it up and maybe click on the screen, you can actually still see in the chat box here, how long ago you died and what world. So this is pretty awesome. So if I was to sort of just disconnect now and come back on, I'll be able to see, exactly what world and how much time I've got left to, getting back to it. So that is going to be very, very helpful. And yeah, that's a pretty good update. A bit late on that though. I mean, Graves have been around for quite a long time now, and it's kind of strange to finally see that be implemented into the game. And the final update that I've decided to include in this video is that you can now actually visit the museum and see what you have left to complete to obtain all of your kudos. Now currently I have the maximum, so it's kind of hard to sort of show you exactly how this all works, but if you talk to the information clerk and just go through the chat box and go find out about kudos, she'll talk to you about pretty much about kudos, and a couple of chat box later should tell me that I've helped all of it pretty much. So it just says most definitely you've helped us so much around the museum that there's nothing left for us to do. But if you haven't got the full kudos, then it will give you a list of the things that you need to do. So that's really helpful. I mean, before this was around, I mean, I had to get comp cable, I had to make sure I had full kudos, and I really didn't know what I needed to complete because there was no list or anything, so I had to go through like everything and pretty much do it all over again just to see if I'd done it or not. So that was kind of frustrating. So this is going to help out a hell of a lot, especially for the people who will be going for the completionist cape and things like that. But that's going to be it for this week's game update video. I think I've included all of the sort of main content updates of this week's game update. And yeah, I really hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please throw it a thumbs up. It really does help me, and it just motivates me to make these more often and as fast as I can. But apart from that, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.